Thing from the basement of La Penta, it's WICR.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports Vault. Jersey Joe Archino back here. And the last time we were in studio was on Friday, breaking down the big game. And obviously now it has all come down to fruition. The Denver Broncos have taken the title. Super Bowl 50 belongs to Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. And, I think for the most part, when we try to look at Super Bowl 50, obviously, Peyton Manning is the one where we have to put him above everyone else. Now, I'll get to Von Miller. I'll get to everyone else later. But that was kind of a testament to maybe one of the greatest players we will ever see for the last time. Now, Peyton didn't want to answer questions about that. Rightfully so. He said, I don't want to make an emotional decision now. It's been an emotional week. It's been an emotional day. And clearly, that's not the right time to answer the questions. But, when that game, I really thought that game was over as soon as the fourth quarter started. It was close, the score line, but if you were watching that game realistically, that game was never really close. The score was close, but the game itself was not close. Denver was clearly the better team, and it was all the defensive side of the football, and I think that's where you kind of have to look at it is Peyton Manning was not good in this game. It's just the way it is. The physical tools, the injuries, the age, everything kind of all came. And we knew that Peyton Manning wasn't going to be the reason Denver was going to win this football game. It was his defense. He got help. And for the most part now, we'll put his career into perspective. Peyton Manning has now won 2 Super Bowls with 2 different franchises. He's the only quarterback in NFL history to do that. He's the only quarterback in NFL history to bring 4 different head coaches to a Super Bowl. That right there, if you're trying to put it all into one reason why Peyton Manning is maybe the greatest or in the top 3 greatest quarterbacks to ever play this game, it's that right there. I cannot put into words how extremely difficult it is to take multiple teams to the Super Bowl. The fact that Peyton has now taken 2 franchises, 4 coaches, and walked away with 2 of those Super Bowl wins is such a incredible feat. I don't know if Brady could have done that, taken another team, taken another coach outside of Belichick to a Super Bowl. I don't know if Montana could have done that. Here's what you always have to think about, too. I know we all always try to say, look, Peyton's playoff play has not matched up to his regular season play. And in a lot of cases, I think that you're right. But the one thing you cannot dispute is getting your teams there is so difficult. I think sometimes we don't appreciate how hard it is just to get to the Super Bowl. Now, this is a quarterback who has the stability is what, makes the Montanas and the Bradys, makes their job so much easier. Having one guy in place, Bill Walsh with Montana, undisputed, one of the best coaches. He was always there, right by his side. Bill Belichick was always right there by Brady's side. Peyton Manning had Tony Dungy. Peyton Manning had Gary Kubiak this season. He had John Fox. Jim Caldwell he had when he lost with the Colts in his second Super Bowl. He's had a different coach each time, a different guy in his ear every time. That is something Peyton has done. I think Peyton really has done it all himself. Now, that's not taking anything away from Montana and Brady, but Peyton has been the guy who's taken his teams to the Super Bowl. Teams win Super Bowls. Individuals help you get there. Peyton Manning's teams haven't always been the best supporting cast for him, and I think a lot of times when he's walked away, maybe his play could have been better, but I think for the most part, his collective team and him lost. Not just Peyton Manning. And now that he's won 2 Super Bowls with 2 different franchises, it's the only thing he's ever done. No other player in NFL history has ever been able to do that. He stands alone in that regard, and in my eyes, that's the ultimate testament to his greatness, is the fact that he brought 4 different coaches to the Super Bowl in 2 different franchises, and he now has a Super Bowl trophy with the Colts and with the Broncos. Again, I don't know if it's something we'll ever see again. It is so difficult just getting there alone. The fact that he got there with 2 different teams and won it is as much an impressive testament to me as anything, because again, I just think, look at Brady, look at all the great players that he had around him. He had one coach with him the entire time. Look at Montana, all the great players he had with him. He had one coach by his side the whole time. Peyton Manning, it has been the complete opposite. And to me, he has always carried a lot more of a burden because of that than Montana and then Brady. I mean, it's always going to be a debate that we'll never have an answer to. It's just opinion. It's sports. It's why it's fun. But if you ask me, I think that case alone always makes Peyton Manning right up there with the other two of them because, again, the Montanas and the Bradys never had to face some of the things that Manning had to face. But, it was one of those things where it wasn't pretty. Peyton did not play well in this game against the Panthers. It really was an ugly, ugly game from both sides. I mean, it was fun to watch because it was close and you didn't really know. But at the end of the day, you kind of did know because Carolina, although the score was close, they never really could put it together, every single time. I mean, outside of the one drive where Cam Newton got his legs going and then he was able to bring them down there for a score, that game Denver's defense was historic in what they did. I don't think it's a historic defense, but I think the run that they went on is certainly historic. I mean, Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware were unstoppable in the game like they were against the Patriots. I mean, I did think in this game Cam Newton was really going to be able to evade the pressure because of his speed and just his movability in the pocket, but he just couldn't even register where they were sometimes. Von Miller was blowing past people. That Carolina offensive line had no match for them. I mean, it was either Ware or it was either Von Miller on him all night, and that really inhibited him from doing what they wanted to do. But this is a story of Peyton Manning. I mean, I think today is really kind of a time to reminisce about the great, great story of Peyton Manning, everything that he has done for this league. And the one thing that never left him is his mind. That is one thing, your physical tools can erode over time. That happens with injuries, that happens with age. But he will always maintain being the smartest quarterback in NFL history. Now, in that game, it came across at points, but, I think that was kind of one where it was for Peyton. Peyton Manning, he was there for the ride. His defense carried him to that victory last night, but that was one for Peyton to sum up a great career, to get him a Super Bowl title with another NFL franchise, and that's what it takes sometimes. Sometimes you just need help. Peyton Manning got the help, and I think it's kind of nice how that ended there, because there have been times where Peyton Manning has been there for his teams and his teams have not showed up for him, and finally in maybe his last game ever, it was his team doing it for him the right way. And we heard so much from Peyton Manning all week. I mean, there's nothing not to like about the guy. He really just embodies everything you would ever want. And we'll get to Cam Newton a little bit later and what he has to do to kind of mature and become like a Peyton Manning. But I think, the way that you speak, the words that you say always mean something. When you're a quarterback in the NFL, everything that you do is the embodiment and represents the franchise that you play for. You are the CEO of that franchise. You embody them in every single way. Peyton Manning always, I don't know if you'd ever want another quarterback who would mean more to your franchise. I mean, when he was coming out, it's so funny, the Peyton Manning-Ryan Leaf debate. I mean, just that right there kind of separates everything. I mean, Peyton Manning always has done it the right way. It ended the right way for him, and he stands alone in the regard that he is the only quarterback in NFL history to win a Super Bowl with different NFL franchises. He's taken 4 different coaches to the Super Bowl. Again, that's something nobody else has ever done, and if you're trying to pick out things to make the argument of where he stands in NFL history, I don't think you need to go much further. I mean, even last night with the 200 wins, he's now set himself apart in that regard as well. There are many things that make him distinctively setting apart from everyone else. And Peyton Manning, when it's all said and done, if that's the last time we ever got to watch him, I sure know that I'll enjoy it. And I've really stressed that all week is you've got to enjoy every moment while you have it, because it could all end tomorrow. It really can. You have a window to watch these special athletes, and you cannot take it for granted for 1 minute. When Michael Jordan was playing, you had to just soak it all up and enjoy every moment you had. LeBron James in the NBA, you got to soak it up and enjoy every minute that you had. We see Kobe Bryant's tour kind of coming down to an end. You got to enjoy it while it lasts because you never know when it's going to end, how long it's going to be. Peyton Manning, it might have been the last time, and if it was, you couldn't ask him to go out any better. But until the next time, Jersey Joe Archino here with the Sports Vault. An incredible finish to an incredible career for an incredible man. Follow me on Twitter at Joe Archino, on Instagram, Jersey_Joe_Archino, and we'll see you folks next time.